work, and you know how we do it on my way to work. We are talking about anything and everything, anyone and everyone. Y'all keep me company, and hopefully I keep you guys slightly entertained. Today, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. I'm like riddled with emotions, riddled with anxiety, riddled with all kind of things. You know what I'm saying? Just all of it through here with it. First and foremost, I would like to thank all the everyone in Georgia who decided to go out and vote, no matter who you voted for, as long as you voiced your vote or passed your vote. That's all that really matters. I'd like to thank the people who did that. I also like to congratulate Raphael Warnock and presumably Ossoff was not, because those are the two senators that will change the way the Senate is done. And what's going on today, we definitely need a change. We definitely need the change. If y'all don't understand the reference to the thumbnail and to the title, there's a movie out there called Olympus Has Fallen. I rearranged some words around, used the poster from that movie or a screenshot from that movie, and I came up with this thumbnail I have going on today. This is not about the mess. It's not about one side versus the other. It's about human decency. It's about, hey baby, how you doing? It's about having the respect and the wherewithal to actually be adult and admit when you have lost or when things are over. And opposed to being an adult, you rather burn down the entire establishment than to walk away gracefully. But once again, you know, this is YouTube, so I must incorporate the differentiation between what's going on in YouTube and what goes on in the real world. How what happens on YouTube is actually a microcosm of what's going on in the real world. So I guess this will be real talk, I guess. But if you don't see the similarities about what's going on in the world today, actually right now, in this moment, in Washington, D.C., to what goes on here on YouTube, then you need my glasses. You need to understand it's the same exact content. It's, hey baby, how you doing? It's the same exact situation. Two factions. One's good, one's bad. You take your pick on which is which. On any given day, they can switch. So it's not my place to say which faction is good, which faction is bad. There are some good players on both sides. There are some bad players on both sides. But who gets the loudest voice? Who gets the loudest, who congregates the loudest, the biggest crowd, the biggest audience? Hey baby, how you doing? Think about it. There's the Republicans. Well, sorry, no, let me I'll probably look like you guys. I don't know what keep happening. I'll be hitting dead spots and stuff like that. But yeah, there's two factions. There's Donald Trump's faction, and then there's the rest, pretty much. Here on YouTube, that's considered quote unquote our faction, and then there's the other faction. Now, not everyone on this side of the thing is good and does good things. Not everyone on that side of the table does bad things. There's a little bit of good and bad in all of us and what we do. Donald Trump, for example, I think he's doing things that he thinks is good, but for who? I think he thinks that he's doing things that is good for him, causing chaos and watching people destroy things for him, which I think I'm figuring that he thinks that's a good thing. But when he was elected, someone said something. There was this prediction that Donald Trump will be the last president of this country. While I know that's not true physically, but morally, spiritually, mentally, could that be true? What the fuck are you doing? Sorry. Could that be true, you guys? I know this country is going to survive this day. I know this country is going to survive what's going on right now. The pillaging, the rioting, the destruction that's going on in Washington right now. Because someone don't like how something went. They lost, so therefore they want to burn down the entire house. Just like I know YouTube is going to survive with and or without us, or with and without this sector. People don't like the fact that, you know what I'm saying, people is not taking their side. People don't like the fact that people are not, you know what I'm saying, buying what they're trying to sell us. So they rather sit back and watch the whole thing burn and be destroyed than to try to fix it and do better, be their best selves. I've been watching the news all day, of course, not watching YouTube because I don't care about this bullshit on YouTube. I've been watching the news all day. And someone said something that today is a compilation of everything that has been going on for the past, not just 4 years, but about 6 years that Donald Trump been doing. I was just going, you guys. What happened today is a compilation of everything that's been going on for the past about 6 years or so. People are been told lies. People have been bigging up what's going on. People have been doing everything in their power in order for them to not wake up from the fantasy that they were in. And now when the alarm clock is gone, they want to hit the little snooze button and have a couple more minutes of that fantasy that they thought they have, that they were living in for the past 4 years at least. And they're white knuckling it to keep it that way. Doesn't matter if you burn the whole system down. Doesn't matter if you know what I'm saying, cause more destruction, because nothing's going to change. Biden will be sworn in as president on January 20th. Kamala Harris will be sworn in as the new vice president on, you know what I'm saying, January 20th. The administration will change, like it or not. And the sad part about it is they couldn't even get past the first 3 certifications. They was in the middle of negotiating or debating the 3rd certification, which was unnecessary and uncalled for to begin with. Just like what goes on here on YouTube. There's outside people who want to sit around and watch this thing implode because they didn't get their way. They're not getting their way. They rather burn down a whole system and institution opposed to relinquish what they perceive as power. I can't take these people seriously. But what I do take seriously is my freedom, my ability to make my own decisions, my ability to live in a space, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that I'm comfortable in. And I will fight tooth and nail against anyone who deems to try to make that my reality uncomfortable for me. I'm just saying, y'all, watch the people that you choose to support. Watch the people that you choose to follow blindly. Watch the people that you choose to give anonymity to, and authority over your life over. Because you're going to be stuck doing the same things the same way. Hey, babies, how y'all doing? I can't see that the sun is in my eye. Is that Deanna? Yeah, what's up, baby? They're asking here, y'all. Welcome. Be mindful of that. This is a perfect example of what's going on today, right now, in this moment. How unchecked power, unrealistic beliefs will lead to destruction in the real world and here on YouTube. This is a prime example as to how unchecked power will lead to destruction and chaos. This is a prime example of why no one person should be able to tell people what to do, how to do it, when to do it, why to do it. This is a prime example for us to look at, follow, and learn from. Of course, there could be some idiots out there who don't want to learn, who don't want to grow, who don't want to move past it, who don't want to move forward, who don't want to move the right way, who wants to be on the wrong side of history. Of course it's going to be that. But it's up to each one of us as individuals, here on YouTube and here in the real world, to be our best selves, to make sure that we are doing what is right, to ensure that we are the people that we want to be. We are the change that we want to see. We are the positivity out there that we want to experience. You can't sit up here and act as though you don't understand, you can't comprehend. And when destruction happens, when turmoil happens, when rioting happens, you act like it's okay. And for all of us that was on here saying, oh, doing the Black Lives Matter riots, protests and things, that was justified, I ask you this. Is today justified? Is the rioting, the destruction of property and things justified today? See, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it that when it suits your fancy, when it suits your agenda, it's okay to cause destruction. But when it doesn't suit your fancy, suits your agenda, it's not okay to have destruction. Why not? Someone is doing it because they think that they're right. They're doing it because they think that it's going to help them with their cause. They're destroying the Capitol right now because they think that it is okay. It's going to make a change in their favor. So you can't have it both ways. You can't have it as though you think that, oh, because you are supporting a black person being shot and killed. Yes, I'm a black man. I'm more in danger than most people are out there. I'm a big-ass black man with a big-ass mouth and confidence and integrity and courage and all these things that don't sway because people tell me I should be swayed. I'm what they don't like, but yet and still I know enough to know that rioting does not change anything in the long term. What happened about all these riots out there that was going on? All these Black Lives Matter protesters out there was that? Can y'all still name the people that y'all was protesting for and rioting for? Just like on January 20th, there will be a change in administration. This rioting today, this bullshit today, will not change. It doesn't make sense. It's a stain on our reputations. It's a stain on the greatness that this country, quote unquote, so-called, supposed to be. How can we be the beacon of shining light on top of the hill for others when our light is dim? When we have lost our way, when we have lost our integrity, when we have lost what made us, quote unquote, so great in the world's eyes. When the reality is this whole thing was gained on bloodshed, destruction, and tyranny. Make it make sense. See, y'all don't like this type of teaching. Y'all don't like the fact that I'm out here trying to roast, gag, and drag people was not for your influence. I'm not your fucking monkey. I'm not your fucking person out here doing tricks because you want to see that shit because you're fucking so lost in your own goddamn world, your own motherfucking life, that you want to hear the fucking truth. See, that's the problem with most of the people, not only on this YouTube bullshit, but in this fucking world, in this goddamn country. They're going to be coddled. They're going to be wooed, motherfucking wooed. It's ridiculous. People are losing everything in this global pandemic, and you have to get on to some bullshit to cause more destruction because you didn't get your way. Cause turmoil because you didn't get your fucking way. Make that shit make sense. I'm supposed to be a fucking adult, practicing the art of adulting. You want to pull out some bullshit, some nonsense. So the question I asked, or the statement I made in the title, has Olympus fallen? Yes. Olympus is not the of this democracy in this country. Olympus is oneself, of understanding oneself. And that is what has fallen. That is what has caused destruction. Why we're experiencing what we're experiencing, not only here on YouTube right now, in this bullshit that we choose to talk about and converse about, but what's happening in Washington right now. See, I don't discuss my family or my sisters like that because people here like to dox. Well, go ahead and dox, because what y'all don't realize, understand, is that if you dox me and my sister, or my family, I should say, how many of us have security clearance? Not fake ass security clearance, real security clearance. Now my sister's security clearance is higher than mine. She has top level security clearance where she works for the CIA. She works with, I should say, not saying for, because I don't know what she actually does, and she can't tell me. Works with the CIA, works with the Secret Service, works with the FBI, works with the DOJ, the DOD. So y'all think it's funny to look up people's information. Now when your ass wind up in the middle of some motherfucking isolated situation, institution, underground somewhere where you can never be found again, don't be saying, oh, well, I should have left them alone. Leave people the fuck alone. You don't know who I know. And thank God I called her and we talked to her. She's okay because she's working from home today because all this bullshit, whatever. They knew it was supposed to happen, so they just told everybody to work from home. But this shit is real. The bullshit that y'all try to play with is fucking real. It affects people's lives. It affects people's livelihoods. It affects people's families. Stop acting as though there's no consequence for your actions. The bullshit that you put out is going to come back on roost sooner or later. It's going to affect not only you, but people that you also care about. And I know there's some narcissists out here who don't care about nobody, just like Trump is a narcissist. He don't care about anybody but himself. But mark my words. Based on this shit happening today in Washington, when he's out of office, they will be filing charges against him. He will have to pay for what he have done. I guarantee it. He will be deemed as a traitor. He would have consequences for his actions. Will have to be answered for. Inciting riots, inciting unlawful behavior. Sounds familiar to people, some people on here? Inciting stuff. You're going to have to pay for it one way or the other. You're going to have to answer to it one way or the other. Opposed to sitting back and shutting up, being quiet, you choose to incite bullshit. You choose to incite the nonsense and the fuckery that goes on. Just like Trump decides the fuckery that happens today or in the world, certain individuals decides to incite the fuckery that goes here on YouTube. As if there's no consequences for your actions. As if you're not going to have to pay on the front end or on the back end sooner or motherfucking later. Y'all think it's cute. Oh, I have this connection, I have this faction with somebody else. Baby, the same mindset y'all have is the same mindset that he has. Thinking that he's above the law. Thinking that he's above the law of the land. Thinking he's above karma. Mark my words, he's going to pay for it. And if he pays for it, what do you think you're going to do? You don't think that you're going to pay for it? Olympus has fallen. The Olympus that resides in you has fallen. Trust me. This is going to be the year of unravelment. Things are going to unravel. And the more and more you hold on to it, white knuckling to the bullshit and the nonsense, the more and more it's going to affect you. The more and more you're going to pay for what you have done. Mark my words, y'all. It's just what, 6 days in the year. I guarantee it, y'all. See, I don't like, I told y'all my ESPN be working. My ESPN is strong. These are going to be unveiled, or revealed. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm really pissed off. These are going to be revealed, and there are going to be consequences for said actions. And those who look like they're winning today, I guarantee you, you'll be winning tomorrow, because you'll be losing tomorrow. Just like old boy Trump think that he's winning because he caused anarchy and have people breaking into government facilities and things of that nature. Like that shit is cute, like it's funny. He's gonna pay for that. He will have to pay for that, and the price that he's gonna have to pay, he can't pay. The price that people on here is going to have to pay for causing the anarchy and the bullshit that they caused on here, they can't afford to pay. So keep on white knuckling to the bullshit if you want to, until your fucking hands start bleeding, because you can't hold on to it no more. And then is when you're going to pay. When you can afford to pay. When you can afford to lose. When you can afford to be knocked down is when you're going to get knocked down. When you need it the most is when you're going to... What the fuck you doing? When you need it the most is when you're going to have it the least. I promise you that. See, Trump could have saved all his bullshit. Trump could have saved all this bullshit by just saying, okay, let me go through my investigations was not, okay, they didn't work, they got whatever, this is the law of the land, this is the process that happened, I'm doing everything in my power to do the process. But once you start inciting riots, inciting anarchy, at that point, you done broke the law. At that point, the law and order that you tried to have put in place for your favor will turn against you. There's already been judges who, throughout his case, that he appointed to that position. Even the Supreme Court, the 3 Supreme Court justices that he actually appointed, and all the other federal judges that he appointed as well, he thought by going to them with his gripes and things of that nature, they were going to take his side. They threw his ass and that bullshit out on the street. Not one court that he has went to heard what he had to say because there was no evidence against it. It was conspiracy theories. And we have some people on here with conspiracy theories. I hope y'all see why your vote fucking counts. I hope you see, if you don't make a voice or don't have a fucking stand on something, it's not this bullshit right here, this anarchy is what you fucking get. Where you're not willing to stand up and have your voice be heard, you run into bullshit like this. Y'all make a video and talk shit about the bullshit goes on YouTube, but when something that actually affects you in the real world and affects this country in the real world, you do fucking nothing. Hey Tessie, how you doing, baby? Hey Shan, how y'all doing? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just pissed off right now. When you're not willing to stand up for the bullshit, or against the bullshit, I should say, you're liable to run into some bullshit like this in the future. Not being able to recognize that your voice counts no matter how small you think it is. If it's done in the right way, you can effectively make change. But when you do it in the wrong way, you listen to the bullshit that's going on right now in this country. That's going on right now in Washington. People breaching things that they're supposed to be breaching. People getting shot because they choose to be stupid and run with the crowd. Now, they didn't give more. By the time I left my house to come to work, they wasn't giving out more information about the woman who got shot. They don't know who she was. But if she was part of the anarchists, hope she dies. I'm sorry to say it, but it is what it is. It is what the fuck it is. You break the law, you get punished one way or the other. I'm not sorry for that. I'm not sorry for her family. I'm not sorry for her loss if she dies. Oh well. Why the fuck were you there? The guy who was at the standoff in front of the House of Representatives, that little chamber. I would have put two in his fucking head and kept it moving to let everyone know you fucked up. Don't fucking come over here with the bullshit. Don't come over here with the nonsense. The motherfucker that was sitting in the goddamn chair in the Senate chambers, I would have put two in his head too. You can't come out here breaking into places unlawfully, causing damage, causing destruction, and then expecting people to feel sorry for you when you have to pay the consequences. That's the consequences when you try to disrupt this country. See, what people don't understand and comprehend is that what you're showing everyone else across the world is that we don't give a fuck about what goes on and the laws in this country. So why should you? You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways as to where you think that it's okay for you to break the law and you can do the bullshit that you want to do and no one has anything to say about it or not. But when it comes down to it, no one else does. This is a country of laws. If you don't like the laws, if you don't want to change the laws, what you do is you put people in place to change the laws by voting. When you don't vote because you think that it's not going to, what's up, baby? How you doing? Because you think it's not going to change anything, you get what you put in, which is nothing. You get exactly what you put in, which is nothing. When you choose to do shit and make mistakes make choices that affects the democracy of this country, whatever happens to you should happen to you. That's my point, period. Blank. You cannot sit up here and constantly think that things are going to go your way. Things are going to go your way, things are not going to go your way. You have to be able to roll with the punches and be able to work within that. That's what adults do. Adults work within the confines in which and the parameters in which they are given, and they make the best of it. If you can't do that and you're mad, so you want to throw a tantrum and go out there rioting, breaching protocols, policies and things, breaking windows, busting into buildings and stuff like that that you have no place to be in during a session. Do y'all know how dangerous that is, what's going on right now? Do you know how undemocratic that is? You know you have a right to protest, right? Which is fine, and we all do. But you do not have the right to put other people in danger. You do not have the right to assemble a damn anarchist mindset because you don't like that you didn't win or your person didn't win. You don't have that right. You don't have the right to push your values and your beliefs onto other people. after we have spoken as the American people, you think by protesting and being anarchists is going to change? What you don't understand is this. See, a smart person, after watching the confusion that went on today, that's going on right now today, there should be no more objections to what the American people have said. Because you see what happens when you go against that. Because all it's going to be is, if they choose to overrule or overrun, what do you think the people who wanted Biden to be president is going to do? What do you think they're going to do? I think it was it Chuck Schumer or Mitch McConnell? One of those two people. When it was before this went down, it was Mitch McConnell. And I'm not a Mitch McConnell fan at all, because he's the one who made it clear that he was going to block everything that Obama was going to do and make sure that he was the one to turn president before he was sworn into office. But this is another story. But he said something really insightful today. He said, if you choose to change this or go through the steps of changing this was not, it's going to change everything from this point on. There will never be a peaceful transition of power. There will never be a peaceful or legitimate election ever after this, if this is changed. Because all it's going to do is everyone who didn't win is going to say it was unfair and let's cause destruction. So you put in jeopardy future elections. You put in jeopardy future peaceful transference of power by doing what you're doing today. Which means you will be on the wrong side of history. Here and forever. It's really saddened. I'm really saddened by what's going on right now in this world. The energy is horrific. While I'm happy and proud that Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff won their elections, or presumably won their elections, was not. It saddens me to see, to look at, to experience what's happening right now in this country. It really truly is. And I see the same mindset of people taking what's happening in the real world and bringing it on here onto YouTube, which is so very sad. Not understanding, not recognizing that you're doing more harm than you're doing good. It may seem as though things are going your way in the moment, but the reality is you're damaging future situations. You just don't recognize it. You just don't see it. You just don't understand it, which is sad. I don't get it, y'all. I don't understand it. I don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm a different type of person. Well, I always say I'm different anyway than most people, because I am. Recognizing and doing what's good for the whole, in spite of what it may be for myself, is what I choose to do. Conscious decision. Not cause tyranny and turmoil. Bullshit. Because it's good for the whole and not good just for myself. I understand I'm one speck of sand in this world, on this beach. Take me away, it doesn't mean anything. But I'm there making up the whole when I am there. So while I'm there, I need to be doing what's best for the whole. I need to be doing what's best for everyone. Sometimes it may not be best for me, but I would do what's best for everyone to ensure that everyone has a fair chance to live their best life. Not just me. I do it in front of the scenes and behind the scenes. It's not up to me to just make sure that I'm happy. That's why I say I like everyone. I really have no problems with anyone. But I have problems with people's behaviors, with people's mindsets. That's totally different. You know, it makes no sense to me. It's ridiculous to me. You know, we are all part of a whole. And our job, our responsibility is to make sure that everyone live their best life. Be comfortable within the life that they live without making it harder for anyone else to live their best life. If you don't have the aptitude or the wherewithal or the integrity or the moral compass to be your best, to do your best without harming anyone else, your whole life is messed up. Your whole mindset is messed up. I'm just saying. Your Olympus has fallen. Now let me get into work. Trying to get my mind right so I can do my job the way I need to do my job. Hope y'all have a good day. Y'all be safe. Everyone in the DMV area that's in Washington, I'll be praying for you guys. I will be hoping, hey baby, how you doing? I'll be hoping that you guys be safe. Please abide by the curfew of 6 o'clock. Don't be on the streets. It seems as though the mayor of Washington, D.C. is not playing with you guys. Please be safe. Please just make sure that you are doing your due diligence to not be a problem in this world. Please make sure that you're doing your due diligence and not being a hindrance to someone else. Yes, definitely praying, baby. Definitely praying. Make sure that you're doing everything in your power to be your best self. Make sure you're doing everything in your power to live your best life. Now keep in mind in saying that, not everyone is meant to be on top. Very few on top, very few on bottom. A lot of us are in between somewhere, closer to one way or the other. Without that, we really wouldn't be a society. It would be a monarchy or what's it called? A dictatorship. Y'all just be blessed. I mean, I'm already emotionally drained just by watching what's going on the news today. Already emotionally drained. But y'all have a great day. I love you guys. Be safe. Keep in mind, it's not important that I love you guys. It's more important that you love yourself. You love someone else. You respect yourself, and you definitely respect someone else. Y'all be blessed. Y'all keep safe. I'll be praying for everyone. And until next time, y'all, this is your boy Food Junkie. And I'm out. Love you guys.